States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda of the December 16, 2013 regular meeting as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is the approval of this consent agenda items.
I move to approve the consent agenda items as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have public participation. Okay. We'll move on to the report of the superintendent, Ms. Jokers.
Thank you. I want to welcome our scout tonight. I assume you're working on a badge, is that correct? What's your name?
Quentin.
Quentin. It's good to have you here, Quentin. If you have questions, please feel free to hang around afterwards or ask Ms. Diesel. She might be able to clear it up, okay? All right. Thank you. As you see, we have our annual school board election, which the election date is April the 8th, 2014. Filing begins December the 17th, which is tomorrow. So we will, it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and there's no early filing allowed. So, you know, we're glad to have anybody who wants to show up early, but nobody can file until 8, and they are first come, first serve. We do have 3 seats open or up for renewal this spring, and that would be Martha Riesinger, David Bova, Eric Bosler, sorry, skipping you ahead there, sorry, Eric Bosler and Charlie Crowther. So anybody who wants to, we'll meet you bright and early tomorrow morning and get that taken care of. The filing runs through January 21st, 2014. It's till 4 o'clock in the afternoon every day except for the 17th or the 21st of January, and then it's till 5 that day. The very last day is till 5 o'clock. So the kindergarten registration, you have dates for that. We tried to move those a little later in the spring, hoping that folks are really more thinking about getting ready for the next year. We used to have them in late February, early March. Oftentimes we felt like people were not yet quite to the point of thinking about, oh yeah, my kid's going to start school next fall. So we've tried to push it back just a little bit, and hopefully in April folks are thinking about the fact that it's time to get those 5-year-olds, not fifth graders, 5-year-olds in to do screening and make sure they're ready to start in the fall. So we have St. John Elementary April the 12th from 8 to 12, and then we have Bloomsdale Elementary April 26th from 8 to 12. And so that's basically the weekend before our Easter break and the weekend after the Easter break. So that gives folks kind of an idea of when that's falling, and we really need to urge and encourage anybody that has a 5-year-old or a child who'll be 5 in time to start school this fall. We really need you to come to the registration and screening. If you have children that are younger than that and you want to come for screening, that's perfectly fine as well. But certainly anybody who's got a child in that age group that they're going to be ready for kindergarten, it's so critical for us to know how many kindergartners we're going to have. It's very difficult to sign up enough that we think we're going to have 4 sections in St. John Elementary, and then lo and behold, the first day of school we have 20 kids we didn't know about, and then we have to try to scramble around and find another teacher. And those things have happened, and it's a difficult start for everybody. And so we really, if you know anybody who has children of this age, at your churches, anybody, get the word out. We are going to try to, Ms. Weiler's going to try to work with the PAT director, Ms. Joan Fleet, and they're going to work on trying to publicize through any means that they can come up with, the newspaper, the radio, flyers up in stores and in doctor's offices and everywhere we can think of. So we are going to try to make a really hard push for that. It's very, very critical that our kids, we get them in and get that registration done. You do see safety notes there from all of the principals. I'm sorry.
Back to the kindergarten registration.
Yes.
That's not saying you call the school now.
No, there's no need to call now. Just get it on your calendar. Get it on your calendar, set that day aside, and we will be letting you know when that time comes that they do need to call and make that appointment. But yes, good point. Thank you, Mr. Mag. We do have a report of our safety drills from all of our principals. They have gone very well, and every time they do a drill, they try to see if there's some way something can be done a little better, a little quicker, and so they're very, very serious about doing these drills. So, questions about any of those? A couple of things that are not on there that I want to share with you. First of all, Mr. Brian Jett at the recent Missouri Track and Cross Country Coaches Association, that's MTCCCA clinic, Mr. Jett was voted the Class 3 Track Coach of the Year for 2013. That was for last spring's events. He was also voted the Class 3 Cross Country Coach of the Year for this past season. That was, of course, this fall. He is an outstanding individual, great job as a coach, but just a great role model and mentor for the young people in that program. I very much am very proud to work with people of his caliber. But also, the girls' track team from this past spring was given an award as the True Team Champions in Class 3, and that is an award that is issued to the team that scored the most points in district, sectional, and state added together. So, yes, I'm very much recognize them. Yeah, they've had a really great run last spring, and again, of course, this fall they did a phenomenal job, and so I'm sure there'll be many more accolades for them coming down the pike. So, but our football team also earned some really neat recognition, and I'm going to pass this around in lieu of the actual award, which we will get in our trophy case. I do have a picture of the flag. But they presented the School Sportsmanship Award at the KTJJ Dream Team ceremony. The School Sportsmanship Award is presented by the SEMO Officials Association. So this is the umpires and referees that work with our fall sports, and it's voted on by all the officials in the association every year after the conclusion of the football season, and present the award at the Dream Team banquet. This encompasses the total program and how officials view us, our whole program. It's everything and anything that the officials see. How the administration takes care of them on game days, how the crowd behaves, the availability of administrators to deal with problems, helping them to and from the changing room, and of course the coaches and the students that are participating on the field. All of that is taken into account. And so Bob Stolzer emailed me to let me know that the team had been awarded that. So very, very proud of them. The sportsmanship aspect of what they learn for 99.9% of those students is the most important thing that comes out of there. That team, team skills that they create there, and the learning to win with grace and lose with grace, and just how to behave. So for many of them, they'll never play after high school, and so that is one of those lessons that stays with them forever, though. So I really am proud of our school and our coaches for making that a priority for our kids, because if they didn't make it a priority, we certainly wouldn't be receiving an award about it. So appreciate that.
Absolutely, isn't it? Oh, my God.
I think that's all my little notes over here.
Okay, does anyone have any questions or comments? Great news this evening. Next is unfinished business, which is the property liability and workman's compensation insurance.
Yes, every year we have to renew with music. Our rates and across the state are taken, everything that happens is pooled together because this is a statewide consortium. And so when you do that, obviously any one thing that happens to a school, the impact of it is minimized by the numbers that are involved. And this year we were able to get I believe it was a 21% credit back on our premiums from last year because across the state things have been very, very good. Everything goes into that from any property liability issue, workman's comp, all of that goes into helping us to create that credit. You can see here the breakdown of our coverage and what we pay and that kind of thing, and then what the credit was. The total assessment was $260,078, but with the credit applied, it's $208,062. So that was really a nice little surprise. And music has been, how many years in a row now they've given credits back? It's grown a little bit every year. And,
several.
Yeah, and this is the highest it's ever been. So I want to commend our employees for their vigilance in making sure that the building is safe and that they are safe in their work, and all of that comes together to go into that main coverage. We also carry the umbrella coverage. There's a letter there that describes the umbrella coverage and the quotes for that, as well as the cyber coverage option. We have carried those for the last several years, and it's my recommendation that we continue to carry not only the main coverage, but the umbrella coverage and the cyber coverage.
Do you have to check other companies as well, or just?
We're not required to.
No, because the school insurance council goes through that big process.
Okay.
So,
I move to approve rates with music, Missouri United School Insurance Council as listed.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passed. Now we move on to new business, the additional bus route for ECSE.
This is for early childhood special education. And this is one of those programs where when we deem something eligible and necessary for a child's education in their IEP, then we are required to provide it. And so for this child needs to be in a wheelchair. And so she needs to have the bus with the wheelchair lift and the wheelchair locks. And so in order to do this, we're going to have to add a route to be able to accommodate her. Ms. Weiler, is there anything else that we need to add or explain about that?
Because it's an early childhood special education expense, we will be able to recoup that. So there won't be any funding. We won't have to cover any funding. We'll have to cover it, and then a year later we recoup it.
100%,
Explain that.
right?
Yes, that's one of the only.
It's still, we're still talking about doing something to that, but at this time, yes, it's 100%.
So should we be the only student on that bus then, or?
Will that route just run for her, or will there be others on that route?
In the morning, we're going to be able to accommodate her on the handicap bus that we already run. But because they're a half-day program, when she goes home, there's not a bus for her to ride. So I would anticipate she'll probably be on her own bus.
Is there a bus already equipped for that student?
Yes.
But the regular early childhood bus is not.
we have to use a different bus for that new route for her.
I make a motion to approve the additional bus route for early childhood special education as presented.
Second.
The motion is second, all in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Mr. McDaniel?
I move that the Board of Education hold a closed meeting with a closed record and a closed vote following the regular open meeting on January 20th, 2014, to be held in the R.W. Thomas Library, 715 Washington Street, St. Genevieve, Missouri, for the purpose of discussing and voting upon the following items of business: legal action, causes of action, or litigation; lease, purchase, or sale of real estate; hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting particular employees; scholastic probation, expulsion, or graduation of identifiable individuals; testing and examination materials; preparation for negotiation with employee groups; specifications for competitive bidding until approved or published; sealed bids and related documents until the bids are open; sealed proposals and related documents until all proposals are rejected, or any documents related to a negotiated contract until the contract is executed; individually identifiable personnel records; performance ratings or records pertaining to employees or applicants for employment; records protected from disclosure by law; records relating to municipal hotlines established for the reporting of abuse and wrongdoing; confidential or privileged communication with an auditor; existing or proposed security systems and structural plans of district property; records that identify and will allow unauthorized access to or unlawful disruption of the configuration of components or the operation of computer system, computer network, or telecommunications network; credit card numbers, personal identification numbers, digital certificates, physical and virtual keys, access codes, or authorization codes that are used to protect electronic transactions. I further move that notice of this meeting and the tentative agenda be posted as required by law.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. Eric Bosler?
Yes.
Dave Bova?
Yes.
Charlie Crowther?
Yes.
Joan Dunsey?
Yes.
Aaron McDaniel, yes. Martha Reesinger?
Yes.
Rick Rudolph?
Yes.
The motion carried 7-0.
Move to go to closed session with a closed record and a closed vote until short break.
Second.
The motion is second, all in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed,